Cranes are one of the most common types of heavy equipment used on the job site, and they're also one of the most dangerous. Did you know that according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, an average of 44 people die in crane-related accidents in the U.S. each year? We could go into great detail for hours, but at the very minimum, these OSHA inspection tips, which are the same guidelines OSHA officers use for abbreviated inspection, should be considered for any inspection of a work site where there is a crane. Before we start, we want to thank the sponsor of our video, HeavyApe.com. If you want to learn more about winning more construction projects and building a construction business that generates millions per year, visit HeavyApe.com. Now back to our video. Number 1, determine the adequacy of ground conditions beneath the crane setup area, such as support, foundation, matting, cribbing, blocking, etc. Number 2, check for visible indications of repairs of the crane. Number 3, when overhead power lines are on the construction site, ask if the utility owner and operator was contacted and if the lines are energized. Obtain the voltage of the power lines if known and verify whether a work zone around the crane was demarcated and what encroachment prevention steps are being used. Number 4, when a signal person is used on the work site, verify the individual's qualifications and documentation. Acceptable documents include both physical and electronic records. Number 5, verify that the communication system being used by the crane operator and the signal person is the one specified on the signal person's qualification documentation. Number 6, if lift plans are being used, verify that they're being followed. Number 7, when equipment is used to hoist personnel, identify who determined that it's infeasible to use another way to reach the work area and that it's necessary to use the crane for this task. Number 8, verify whether employers are holding required meetings, such as planning meetings necessary for working near overhead power lines, conducting assembly, disassembly, or hoisting. Number 9, inspect all rigging equipment that's available for workers to use, slings, chokers, shackles, etc., for damage, wear, safe working load tags, capacity, and safety factor. Number 10, verify the load chart and operations manuals are available, written in a language the operator understands, specified on the operator's certification, and that the information is applicable to the particular crane. Ask the operator or employer where the documents are kept. For example, see if the serial number on the load chart matches that of the crane. Typically, the serial number is found on the nameplate in the cab and on the front cover of the manual. Number 11, verify operator qualification and training. Observe crane operations and interview both the employer and operator to determine whether the operator is competent to operate the equipment safely. Number 12, verify that the equipment and wire rope inspection requirements have been met and that the documentation is available for all inspections of the equipment. Identify who did the inspection and verify that inspector's qualifications. Number 13, determine through interview and observation if safety devices and operational aids are functioning through interview or observation. For example, it's possible that employees can be doing other things to compensate for aids and devices that are not functioning properly. For operational aids that are not functioning and have not been repaired, determine whether parts are on order. If parts have been received, document the date of order and/or receipt. Number 14, visually inspect the hoisting equipment, components, and load line for visible deficiencies. If needed, use binoculars to examine ropes that cannot be inspected closely from a safe position. Number 15, ask what loads have been lifted and how the operator and/or rigger are determining the weight of the load. For example, are they using a bill of lading or a marked weight, the load moment indicator or crane scale? Verify that the weight of the loads is within capacity of the equipment or below 75% of capacity if a load moment indicator was used. Number 16, verify that qualified riggers are being used. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor, HeavyApe.com, and right now they're giving away a free PDF for launching and managing a $1 million plus construction business. The link is in the description below. Stay safe out there. Well, that's all we have for now. And be sure and subscribe so you'll be notified whenever we release a new video guide.